Hello, and welcome to the TV room. David Bradley here. I did something that I've been trying not to do. And I see this is a little off kilter. Hang on. That should be straight now. Anyway, I went today to a thrift, no, sorry, a rummage sale. And I really wasn't looking for anything because I don't really need anything. But I did find, and I guess this would go along the same lines as thrifting. I did find a couple things. One thing, I have this stand here. Plugs into a USB charger, and when you push the button, these LED lights come on, and I'm illuminated. Anyway, as I say, I didn't get a whole lot of anything. It was mostly, I went there because I had made contact with this church indirectly a while ago. There was a runaway person who I encountered, and then I put a message up online encouraging other people to be aware of this runaway person. And the nice lady, rector, pastor, I'm not sure what they call her. Anyway, from the Anglican Church reached out to her. And I know they had contact. I don't know how it went. But anyway, as far as I know, the runaway did return home eventually, even though it was a long way away and everything was fine. But anyway, so I saw this thing come up about rummage sale, and I thought, oh, maybe I support the church, see what's going on. So I did get this thing. And one of the reasons I'm testing this like this is I've had trouble, and I'm not sure why I've had trouble with the sound when I've been doing the VIC-SWITCH things, because I have um, the same little microphone thingies that I've always had, and I tested them and they're fine. They come with a little thing like this. This goes into the iPhone. It would plug in on this end of the iPhone, and then there are two little microphones. There's a little hair on there. Can you imagine? Anyway, they don't plug in, they just do the magic. They transmit. Anyway, but I'm not sure. See, when I've had the VIC-SWITCH connected, I've had, well, 8 Commodore 64s and 4 disk drives and a printer and the VIC-SWITCH, and there's a monitor here all plugged in. And normally the sound is fine. There's I guess a transceiver or a receiver that goes to the phone, it records, it's all good, but on a bunch of these recordings it wasn't good. So I need to experiment with that. Very, very strange. I did get, of course, a power bar. I can never have too many power bars. I also got one of these funky things, so I can plug more things in case I have a power bar that doesn't have enough space. I can always put this in. It's interesting to have things handy. I don't know if this has any other secret features. I don't know. Oh, one thing. I'm not sure how to do it. Oh. I guess if there's things that you don't want to be able to be used, you can twist these things, so now nobody can plug something in. I don't know what, well, maybe if you've only got certain things plugged in, it just leaves it not exposed. I don't know. Yes. Now, how do I get them back? Oh, I guess if you grab sort of by where you would plug in and twist, it will come undone. So, also got a couple of really soft blankety things, which mostly I get things that are black. For example, right behind me is this soft thing that's all black, so it works like a backdrop. So you can go ahead and spend a whole bunch of money on backdrops, or you can look for black sheets, or in this case I'm not sure what it is, it's really soft. Really soft. And I guess it's supposed to be a blanket. It's not really a big blanket, but it covers things up, and then look at that. It's a backdrop. Imagine. I got some other things like that that are kind of like curtains or shower curtains or something. They're also black, and they can be used to cover and keep areas, even if they're messy, looking like a backdrop. Um, what else? Well, this thing here with this light here plugs in the USB thing. I don't know how much I'll use it, but it may just be handy as a tripod. Right now, it's sitting on the desk, sitting on the top of a 1701 monitor, and I'm in front of it. So it has a ring, and then there's a mount for the phone, and you can have the phone. I guess you can have it sideways, or you can have it straight, up and down, up and down. I'm not just sure. I guess you can have it at a weird angle as well. Anyway, it's not an incredibly heavy duty like industry thing. It's like a dollar store thing, and I suspect very quickly I'll I'm not going to save the box. I'll put that in the recycling, and I'll add this to the repertoire of basically kind of cheap tripods that I use for a variety of things. This may be handy, because it does bend some. If I am shooting down on something, it might be. I'll see about that. And who knows? Undoubtedly, probably within not terribly long, somehow I'll break it and I'll say, oh, that could have gone better. But I paid the grand sum of $1 for it. So that's all right. Anyway, so what I've done now is I have cleared off the VIC-SWITCH table completely, totally. It's absolutely empty. All the 64s, all the power supplies, all the cords, all the cables, all the everything. And I'm going to try and rebuild it. But not quite yet, because I have a couple of surprises that I want to show. So, and they're nothing to do with the VIC-SWITCH, but the VIC-SWITCH is a priority. And I don't know if you were watching, and if the sound wasn't working well, you couldn't hear it, but I was having weird things happen. So I figured the next time I set up the VIC-SWITCH, I will do it with more monitors and such, so that I can really see. Because I think what was going wrong mostly was I was in moving things around as they were all stacked on each other. Things were not going well in terms of I must have hit the run stop key or done something or other, so something wasn't running, and because I wasn't hooked up to monitors, I couldn't figure out what was what, and some of them I did, but in moving things, I probably duped something else. So, anyway, I'm suspecting the next time you see the VIC-SWITCH, there will be probably 4 monitors, and I can have things plugged into the front and the back, and 2 64s in front of each monitor, and then a stack of disk drives. And one thing I do want to do, though, is also I want to test the 1525 printer and also the MPS 1250 to make sure that just on one machine, without anything in between, that they do okay and they print okay and they print accurately, because certainly the 1525 was doing strange things. Not terrible things, it just didn't look like it was quite printing properly. And I'm sure I marked it as good, but I tested it a while ago, maybe a year or so, and I'm not sure I actually printed with it. I certainly did the self-test. So if there is an issue with the right characters getting printed, I would like to know, is this because it's connected through the VIC-SWITCH and there's just too much going on, or is there something wrong with the printer, or, anyway, isolate, the key to good troubleshooting, isolate. And right now downstairs I have 4 original old pets up and running, and I'm testing. I've had the blue bezel with a full-size keyboard was doing strange things. I believe it was a RAM chip. I believe I got the RAM chip out, and I believe that everything is dandy, but I'm just going to leave it there. And the program I wrote actually uses TI string, which, for those that don't know, that's how you can basically set a clock. So if you put in, say, line 10, TI $ equals quote 000000 quote, then you reset the timer to 0. And you can refer to this. At times, you can just ask it to print it, and it'll tell you how much time has elapsed since you started running the program. So what I did down there is I have it printing, and it basically fills the screen, and then it clears the screen, and then it prints the time, and then it fills the screen one character at a time, and then it prints the time, so that if it does crash, and I'm hoping it doesn't because I think I have the right chip out, I'll know how long it took to crash. Yeehaw. The other ones, they're just printing one character at a time, and one of them that has working data set, it's doing the World of Commodore thing, but I'm just torture testing, hoping that nothing goes bad, but you never know, you know. So, at the moment I am not using the microphones, I'm just using the phone microphone because I'm pretty close here. But when it comes to showing the surprises, I will finish getting the table clear, which means the 1701, or isn't it 1702? No, it's a 1702 monitor. Will go underneath the table on the floor. Everything else will be gone, except for a couple of lights and a power bar or two, and then I will get the surprise. Well, actually, there's two surprises. There would have been three. There would have been three. There would have been another. Well, no, I'm not going to tell you what it was. I don't want to ruin the surprise of when Rudy of Rudy's Retro Intel unveils the surprise. And which, of course, like most old surprises, initially it didn't work. But Rudy is on the case. So I think that is it for now. I will sign off from the TV room with my black backdrop behind me, which I could probably place a little better. I think I'm okay, but there may be something on one of the sides. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell in the dark here, but this light is pretty okay. It is. Anyway, I will get back to, I guess what I'm going to do then is test the microphones again. And how do I do that? But I plug in, do a fresh recording, but also turn on the microphones and walk away and test it and then come back and see if it's recorded. Because it's supposed to go for a fair distance. It was very strange. I wonder a lot of things. What could be interfering? So there's a Wi-Fi amplifier thing close by, and there was an awful lot of power supplies and things. So I don't know. I'm just kind of baffled. But these things happen. They do indeed. In the pet room, in the box room, in the TV room, here and there and everywhere. I am frequently baffled. So we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.